Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Summit League Racing. We are here for round 4 of the Division 2 season here in season 13. We are at Monza in Italy, a beautiful racetrack. It really is one of the oldest racetracks on the Formula 1 calendar, and we've visited here in SLR near enough every season. Joining me in the comms booth, as always, it's a season 5 Division 1 champion, of course, a season 9 SLR F2 Constructors champion. It's SLR Southerner.
Hello everyone, it's Friday night, and you know what that means. It's being kept great company with myself and SLR Corey. And if you haven't noticed already, we've had a bigger budget for this round.
We have, yeah. I'm going to try and hope the frame rate doesn't drop like it did last round, which I know it is dropping a little bit, which isn't great. But we're going to stick with it. Hopefully the audio is a little bit better as well than it was for the previous round. But yeah, qualifying is underway then. I can see the frame rate slightly dropping, but hopefully it does improve. So yeah, qualifying underway then. First cars are out on the track, and it's LSJ Rundle who's the first car out on circuit. I'm having problems already. The frames is already dropping, not good. Yeah, LSJ Rundle's the first car out on track. Matt?
Hello.
Oh, what on earth's happened to the audio? I was just complimenting it.
I'm still here.
There we go, yeah. For some reason my Discord, I don't know why Discord just dropped out, but yeah, touch wood, it's all good now. So yeah, LSJ Rundle is going to be the first man who's going to start a lap time then here at Monza. Last time out, it was RSF1 Invade who took pole position around Portimao. He got a 5-second time penalty post-race after an incident midway point of the race. That lost him some crucial points. LSJ Rundle, though, is shooting his way down the main straight here in Monza. Man currently second in the championship. He's only 2 points behind the new championship leader Hayes, who driven a brilliant race last week, Matt.
She's shown speed she had last season. If it wasn't for dropping out a few races before the end, what could have been? Because she was not to know the drama that would unfold for the last 2 or 3 races. But she's got another chance again this season, same as Duke Beast Assassin. As I mentioned last week, they both seem to have found their feet now with this new game and the handling of these new cars, back on the podium regularly, and by all means I think we're going to see them two competing for the championship title once again.
Hopefully so then. LSJ Rundle through the second Lesmo corners now. Great lap so far, but the Alpine driver hoping to put his car on pole position then here at Monza. It may not mean much, to be fair, because of the DRS we get down the 2 DRS zones, one down the main straight and the other towards the Ascara chicane, which Rundle has had a really shaky time through it. It's nearly ended up in the barriers, but has kept it out of the wall first. He will continue on, and he'll be going again for a lap later on in this session. Pricey is going to be the next man to cross the line in the Mercedes. We'll see how he gets on this evening. Pricey as well tonight could reach a milestone in SLR if he scores 15 points tonight. So if he finishes P3 above, he will have 700 overall points in Summit League Racing. He's just gone to the top of times. A 1:19.6 is the quickest lap time so far.
Yeah, it was an impressive save there by Rundle, potentially one that saved him in qualifying. As we remember, this track from last season caused absolute drama. We had 3 big names crash out or retire or have a big incident in the first 3 laps. One of them is the man who is in 3rd place at the moment, who's set for a lap time on the medium tyres, UK Beast Assassin. It looks like Owen Howe is also on the mediums. We've seen this quite a bit already this season, Corey, especially in Division 2, where some drivers would set a lap time on the mediums first.
I mean, yeah, weirdly, it didn't actually lose you as much time as it did on previous games. There's only a few tenths. A track like this, one of the shortest tracks on the Formula 1 calendar, it really does come down to the finest of margins, though. We can see pulsing pretty by 1,000th of a second. It's so short around here. But at the moment, it's 1:19.6, still pricing on provisional pole by 4 tenths at the moment. It's about small margins. That's a pretty big margin. A track like this.
Yeah, I mean, going back to the drivers of the medium tyres, Owen in particular, he set a really good medium lap time in Australia, I believe it was. What I can't help but feel is that if you set a good lap in the mediums, you know, based from the laws of Formula 1 physics, you'll be a quicker on the soft tyre. And if that doesn't happen, then you're going to be kicking yourself because you know that there was time there. That's the only thing I'll kick myself about, maybe doing a good lap on the mediums or on the harder tyre.
Well, CJ's come around the final corner. No, bails off. He's into the pit lane. That's his lap time over and done with then. Is anybody going to be going again? Tom has gone again for a second lap. I think he abandoned his first lap. He's now rounding the Parabolica, the final corner, the 11th corner of this amazing circuit in Italy. Monza crosses the line now, improves his time, and he goes ahead of Alexei Wundel though. That's only P7 in the end.
Ace had a nice toe from her teammate down the back straight. She's going around the last corner now. She's not going into the pits, so this is going to be a flying lap, and she's gone straight up to second place. So it's for Mercedes 1-2. Great teamwork there by Pricey and Hayes. We saw a bit last week in Portimao, and we saw it here once again in qualifying already between the two.
Indeed, they're working very, very well as a pair. Touching upon last week, of course, they finished 1-2 last time out in Portimao. It was Hayes who took the victory and the championship lead with it. She now leads LSJ Rundle by 2 points, UK Beast Assassin by 5 points. They're kind of clear of the rest at the moment. Mercedes with a great result last time out. They now have the Constructors' Championship lead. They are 20 points ahead of Alpine and Aston Martin, who are both on 53 points, with UK Beast Assassin picking up 50 of those points for Aston Martin. And, well, LSJ Rundle carrying Alpine on his back at the moment, scoring all 53 points for them.
Yeah, I remember Skeefy, I think, was in the Alpine for the first race. Or was it Skull? Yeah, he was reserved though, wasn't he? How is our tame racing driver doing? Some say he's the only person from the North Sentinelese Island to get an Olympic medal. And others say that after watching Two Girls, One Cup, he has a sudden craving for moose. All we know is, it's Ulster Stig.
Currently, he's in the pit lane at the moment. He's sitting P9 comfortably, 120.3. But a few tenths, very much shoot him. And up the order, still in Mercedes 1-2. In front of the moment, leaving off, starting off where they left off last week, sorry, with, but it's the other way around, with Pricey leading Hayes. We're getting on board with Hayes for this lap, actually, at Monza. Down into turn 1 we go. See how she navigates the first and many chicanes here at Monza. Doing it very nicely, Tokyo on exit. Let's see if she finds any time in the first section. She's got a bit of a toe from the previous lap from her teammate, but actually, can she find any time in the first sector? There's the first sector split. She is nearly half a tenth up on a lap. That's a decent first sector from Hayes.
I was looking at someone else, but they are no longer on a lap. Oh no! Oh yes, they are. Sorry, as you were. Oh no, they've just done it. I've lost track. Dolphin up to third with an 119.8.
Good one from Dolphin there. Not showing as of recent. Williams driver. Shooting up Williams into the top 3. Hayes though, can she find some time in the middle sector? She's lost a tiny bit of time, a few thousands, but that could decide pole position. Here tonight through the Escalera chicane. That's a snap of oversteer on exit, and she's abandoning her lap time with that, because the smallest of errors around here will cost you the biggest amount of time.
Sign or signal that they're really pushing these cars in qualifying. There is it already, as we got a yellow flag, and it's a Ferrari. It's a Ferrari in the wall. It's Gandhi. Oh dear. Oh, Gandhi in his flip-flops has gone into the barrier at the home of the Tifosi. That is not what they wanted to see, and the Ferrari curse is well and truly back on here in Division 2. I'm on board with Zakir's Beast, who is about to set his first lap time of the day. It's probably not going to be massively competitive. In fact, it's not. It's a 120.5. It is the second slowest time set so far, but we've still got over halfway to go. Corey, this is Monza, the Temple of Speed. A lot of it is down to slipstreaming when it comes to qualifying, as we've seen in Formula 1, Formula 2, and especially Formula 3, if you watch them series. Are we going to see some antics on the last run similar to what we've seen in real-life racing here, Corey, today?
I would not be surprised if you see a bit of a
really
final sector, to be honest with you, because like you mentioned, a track like this, where there's so many straights, and there's only 2 DRS zones. Straight line speed means everything around here. Pricey's had a very big moment out of the second Lesmo corners. In fact, out of that time as well, both Mercedes struggling on their second lap. But yeah, going back to that, yeah, I think people are definitely going to be trying it, whether it's with their teammates or with other cars at the end of the session. Former UK Beast Assassin, he's got a pretty decent lap. Goes into top 3 in the end, 119.7. He's only a tenth and a bit off Pricey.
Let's forget a Ski. A 119.6. I caught right at the end of that, and it's very minimal compared to himself and Pricey. So add Skeefy into the mix there in the Haas.
Great lap there from Skeefy. Shoots his way up to pole position. Only 15 1,000ths of a second to Pricey. So it's going to be close. It could get even closer. Come the end of this qualifying session. Then, have we got anyone else pushing on a lap at the moment? As Jake Wonder is backed out. He's going to be going again. He said he's on his in lap.
I'm on board with Tyler Jenkins, but there's no previous lap time to compare him to. So we are just going to be riding on board with Tyler Jenkins and Vibe. At the moment, it's a Red Bull 18 and a Red Bull 19. The downfall of Red Bull, are we going to see it like this in real life? We hope so, because it's been boring for a long time. And it's great to see some familiar teams back at the top. Tyler Jenkins, what's he got in the locker? He ain't going to stay 18th. He goes up to 10th. With a 120, right at the edge of a 19. And look at that, Corey, about just over 4 tenths at the moment separate the top 11.
If you get the gaps up on the screen, yeah, Matt's spot on with that. Just under 4 tenths separating the top 11. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets even closer come the end of this qualifying session. Sean Matz reserving in the RB tonight. Let's have a look at him through the middle sector. Has he got time? He's got a 10th and a half in there, and that could shoot him potentially inside the top 5. Have we got anyone else around him on that map, do you know?
Yeah, I'm on board with Ulster Stig. He's just going through sector 2 at the moment. He's coming up to the Ascari chicane. Ulster Stig, he's 2 tenths up at the moment. 2 tenths doesn't normally seem an awful lot, but when the track is this small, this fast, and the gaps are very minimal. Oh, look at that. It's a 119.5 by Pricey. He's back at the top. Great lap there by the Mercedes driver, showing he's back in business this season, returning last week onto the podium, of course. Up there with Hayes and Beast Assassin showing the speed of old. As I'm back on board with Ulster Stig, and he opts to go into the pit lane.
Yeah, that's again another lap time backed out there from Ulster Stig. So he wasn't too happy with how that final sector was going. He backed out come the end. CJ's finishing his lap in the Red Bull. Tyler Jenkins, the other Red Bull, is rounding the final corner to finish his second lap time of the session. But I think he has backed out. Yes, he has backed out.
Oh, it's just over 2 tenths quicker going through sector 2. He's gone purple, in fact, in sector 2. So we're going to see an improvement here by the McLaren driver. But Owen Howe was not here last week due to Cambridge versus West Brom commitments. Don't blame him. It's football. The football season's back, unless you're a Premier League team. Going around the last corner. Owen Howe in the McLaren. How fast is this going to be? Is he going to get onto the provisional front row? Here we go, Owen Howe. Woohoo! And onto second it is. On my screen at the moment, it's an 8th to start with. So, yeah, but Owen Howe showing he has not slowed down at all in qualifying formats. Of course, we saw a lot of great qualified sessions there from Owen last season. It was just the race that let him down. Skeefy now with a 119.4, Corey. Is it between Skeefy and Pricey for pole?
Well, at the moment, it definitely is. Skeefy had a mega final sector, found over a 10th of a second, and that shoots him to provisional pole. The Haas driver is back to the top of the grid. He'll be absolutely loving that. Owen Howe has some bitter memories of Monza. I don't know if you remember here last season when he was on the I'm pretty sure he was on the front row of the grid, and he readied up early.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and he readied up early, of course. That was one of the many screw-ups Owen managed to find the way to ruin his own weekend. I'm on board with CJ. Looks like he's going to be the next driver to set a lap time. His first lap time of the day, and he goes up to 4th. Impressive lap time there.
That's a great lap from CJ there, right out of the park. I'm pretty sure that was, well, his first valid lap of the session anyway, but
yeah,
could potentially be his last. He might just about get one more run if he can get that Red Bull back to the pit lane. But yes, CJ should be very happy with that, into the top 4.
First labelled lap time attempt anyway, and look how close he is to Owen Howe. We're beginning to see it be a bit close now towards the top. 6 tenths separate the top 10. We have seen closer, but of course they've all got one more run left to go if the time is there. It's a small track, luckily, so it should not be a problem at all.
On board with Com at the moment, he's starting what could be his final lap of the qualifying session. He's down in 17th place at the moment, respectively. He's got a bit of time to find, only a second off the pace. Through the first chicane we go then, one of 3 chicanes, I believe, here at Monza. They're definitely not short of them, that is for definitely sure. Through the first sector, has Com found any time? He's found a 10th and a half, so he's finding some time on his lap time, 26.3 for the first sector. Then a bit of a shaky De La Rosa chicane, but heading towards the first of the 2 Lesmo corners, sends it in 5th gear. How much exit is he going to use? He's going to use too much. He's gone flying off somehow. That is still a valid lap time. He's backed off a little bit, lost a bit more time to Lesmo 2. Didn't send it as much. He's now going to have DRS all the way down to the second sector split. Or has he backed out of his lap time? I'm not 100% sure. We'll check out the sector split. And he is 7 tenths down, so yes, he is backed out.
Yeah, that was the definition of outdriving the car there, wasn't it? Or when I say outdrive the car, sometimes it looks messy, doesn't it? When you try and outdrive the car, it looks messy and you do mistakes, and that's exactly what happened there for Com. Of course, he wants to impress the home fans in Italy here, and if anything, he's doing the complete opposite of that. Both Ferrari drivers reserves today, and he is going into the pit lane, but he will... Oh, okay. It just went straight in there, full beams. But he will have enough time to set another lap time. The only Ferrari driver to finish this qualifying.
Yeah, I'm on board with Hayes at the moment. She is starting her final lap of the qualifying session then. 2.5 minutes to go. Well, it could be a final lap. Depends whether she backs out of this one or not. We'll check out her first sector. It was a pretty decent first chicane. And she's found nearly 3/10, Matt, on her first sector. That's an incredible first sector.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That absolutely brilliant. She's not going to get any slipstream from her teammate this time round. So it's going to be purely down to skill and ability, which so far so good for the Mercedes driver.
Indeed it is. Through the second Lesmo corners now for Hayes. A good set of corners there through the middle sector. Let's see if she's found any more time through the middle sector. She's nearly had enough time to potentially take provisional pole, but through the middle sector, she's 4/10 up now. She could go well clear here.
Indeed, and the Ascari chicane, it looks smooth, and she did not use anywhere near as much runoff or any runoff whatsoever. So maybe she sacrificed a little bit of time there. We'll soon see. But we've got one more corner to go, Corey. But this looks like it's going to be an absolute cracker.
Here we go then. Hayes, last week's race winner, the new championship leader in Division 2. Can she be the latest Division 2 pole sitter? She crosses the line now. And no, lost a lot of time in that final sector, and she's 9/1000ths down on Skeefy. She'll be bitterly disappointed with that one. And you said she didn't really send it that much out of the Ascari chicane. It definitely showed it.
Conservative going around the Ascari chicane, which I don't blame her. When you're seeing it, you've got time up, suddenly you just take a bit more caution, and just a little bit of caution, you can lose so much time, and that was the case indeed. She may well be kicking herself, but she has got enough time to maybe just collect up a lot of save the tyres, cool them down, and go once again. It's going to be a bit tight, but it is possible. We have got some other drivers onto a lap now, though. Pricey is not one of them.
Pricey,
or is he?
I was going to say, Pricey.
Oh, sorry, it's sorry. The revs are really low on my screen.
To the first sector, he's nearly 2/10 up his Pricey. We saw his teammate had a fantastic first sector, but couldn't hold it when it came to the end of the lap. But can the second of the Mercedes cars in the order at the moment get it right, going through the first Lesmo corners? He hopes that Aston Martin will get out of the way. You can see the traffic building up on the mini-map towards the end of the final sector. Hopefully that doesn't put off the Mercedes driver. With DRS now, with Pricey, all the way down now to the Ascari chicane. Has he found any more time in the middle sector? He's found 3/10, Matt, and it's a purple middle sector. He's on a fantastic lap.
Rundle found 2/10 and has got up to 4th place at the moment, and that's his qualifying over. He's just cut the second chicane.
What about Pricey then? I thought Kislesko's just gone flying off at the end of Ascari chicane. He's into the barriers, and that's his qualifying over and done with them. But what about Pricey? He's been fighting for pole position all session long. Checker flag's about to come out. Pricey rounds the 11th and final corner of this Monza circuit. Can he go to provisional pole? No, he can't. It's going to be 8/1000ths for a second.
Same time as Hayes. Look at that.
Wow. So close in this division. It always is. I've got a bit of a timing glitch on my screen, but yeah, it's they have got the exact same time to the two Mercedes drive. May not show it on my screen, but it definitely do. Owen Howe has had a fantastic first sector here, and he's over 2/10 up, but can he keep it through the final half of the lap?
He might get some slipstream by the cars in front, but he also is going to get a bit of dirty. Yeah, UKB's Assassin was 2/10 down, so listen, and he's still 2/10 down now. And he's letting some drivers through. Assassin's qualifying over, bound back and forth with Owen Howe, and he's closing up really close to the car in front. In fact, I think that is UKB's Assassin. This could do him wonders here, or it could do him absolute hell. Owen Howe could be the one made to steal pole.
Sticking on board with the McLaren driver, then he's getting a lovely toe from his relative UKB's Assassin. He moves out of the way. This is definitely personal. Through the final corner of Parabolica. Can Owen Howe potentially get redemption for last season? Can he not just put his McLaren on the front row? Can he put his McLaren on pole position? Yes, he can by nearly 3/10 of a second. It's Owen Howe on provisional pole. What about Skeefy though? No, he can't take pole. Hayes has backed out. Price's qualifying's over and done with. It's Owen Howe 36 who takes pole position here in Monza by just over 1/10 of a second.
From UKB's Assassin, I think that's one he owes the Aston Martin driver. Once the Aston Martin driver knew that, I'm not going to do well here, he knew what he could do to help his fellow family member out. And with that, it's an Owen Howe pole position. He had the speed anyway, but it certainly looks a lot more convincing after that.
Wow. Fantastic stuff. Wasn't in the fight for pole for the whole of the session, but right when it mattered, right in the crucial moment, it's Owen Howe 36 with a brilliant lap time in the end, a 1:19.2 to take pole position. Skeefy alongside with a 1:19.3, and it's the two Mercedes behind of Hayes and Pricey. Last week's race winner Hayes starting third. Can she get another podium to her tally this season? She's having a great season so far.
in fifth again. I think you might have just mentioned already. Uh, really is showing great speed now on a consistent basis. And then Sean Matz deserves a bit of a shout out. Got himself up into 7th position. We haven't seen an awful lot of him this season. One of the newer guys in Summit League racing. I think this is his second appearance this season, and he's up there in 7th place, 3.5 tenths off pole position.
Indeed it is, and there is your qualifying classification then here for round 4 of the Division 2 season here in Monza. It's Owen 36 on pole position. It's Skeefy alongside with Hayes and the Mercedes round out the top 3, the Constructors' Championship leaders. With their teammate Pricey P4, they're going to see if they can get their teamwork like they did last week. Dolphin P5, CJ P6, Saw Mats in 7th, LSJ Rundle P8, UK Beast Assassin P9, and Michael will round out the top 10 then. And, wasn't really as close as I thought it was going to be, Matt. Obviously, with Owen getting that assistance with the toe at the end, kind of made him a bit clear, but still, fantastic lap from him to take pole.
Absolutely. Just to see what he does now in the race, just as long as he stays away from that ready up button, all should be good. And what goes around comes around. Who remembers in Brazil last season when Owen Howe did exactly what Tom UKB's Assassin did to help Joe SLR Darnell get pole position, and now he has got the favour back, albeit from a different driver. That's nice to see. But Corey, it is now the break in between qualifying and the race. So you know what time that is?
Not yet. Not yet!
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be back in a minute. Here we go then. Round 4 of the season is about to get underway then. What a racetrack we are at this evening. We are here at Monza for round 4 of Division 2 here in season 13 of SLR. And what a qualifying session we've just had. It's Owen 36 on pole position then. But let's have a look at the track then here at Monza. 11 corners around this iconic Italian circuit. They definitely know how to build their racetracks. 3 chicanes, a lot of straights, 2 DRS zones, and the lap record still held by Rubens Barrichello in 2004. And wow, how times have changed since then. Let's head down to turn 1 there, where we had a very iconic incident between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen in 2021, which could have ultimately decided the championship. Verstappen tried to look down the inside, instead he mounted the Mercedes, and that took both of them out of the Italian Grand Prix. Heading towards the Curva Grande we go then. It is Lando Norris versus Charles Leclerc. Also in the 2021 race, it's Lando Norris going down the inside of the Ferrari at Curva Grande as he got ahead just before the Della Rocha chicane, and onto that Lando Norris getting passed by Lewis Hamilton round the outside at the Della Rocha chicane. A great move from the Mercedes there, which later his race would be undone with that crash with Verstappen we saw a few moments ago then. And let's go on to the tyre compounds for this evening then. It's the middle of the Pirelli range, and I'm not quite sure what the strategy is tonight to be there, but it's a C4 the soft tyre, the C3 the mediums, and the C2 the hards. I'm not sure how many hard tyre runners we will be seeing this evening, but I'm sure there will be a handful out there then. And back onto the game screen we go then, and bringing back the one, the only SLR Southerner, and we have got a very good race ahead of us then.
Brilliant! That's sick. Fair play.
Thank you.
God, we've upgraded. It's weird being a lot more professional. The tools are there. Oh, take a bow, my son. Take a bow.
Cheers.
That's classic. Did you do that last week with Joe? Or was this
I did,
debut?
yeah, I did.
Oh, I wish I was there for it. Oh, yeah, I wish it was the first time. Oh, fair play. What would you ask? I'm sorry, I got carried away.
I was just saying, we've got a great race ahead of us. I think we're getting underway at 28, if
28.
Yeah, 28.
Yeah, so I'll be wary of that. I'll be very wary.
So yeah, should we have a quick bloke chat while we've got 2 minutes?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, we are. So we have got a bit more serious, but we're not getting rid of the old. We've still got the foundations of how unprofessional we can be. Of course, we've got bloke chat. Right, I've still got actually some ideas from last week, Corey. Should we talk about what happened with Sem at Spa?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, as being in the party with that, it was very hard to hear. I'm losing my voice already. But yeah, I did felt very bad for him. Because I hope Sam doesn't mind me saying, but he very much wanted us to be quiet, I think was the nicest way of putting it, on what he thought was the final lap. But yeah, it's very unfortunate to see. I mean, I'm sure we've all had a very silly moment like that before, but I mean, I do feel for Sam.
I don't know. I don't think I've done anything like that. That's
Oh,
quite. That's quite. I
'cause,
mean,
oh,
I mean,
I've got a message.
coincidentally, that's got to be up there with his antics in the Spain pit lane.
It has to be.
It's got
I've
to be
just
up.
approved a message in the Twitch chat saying Sem saying, "Shut your faces right now."
This Corey, what's your go-to Mackies?
Go to. I think I've got to go for a double quarter pounder. You know, double quarter pounder. Maybe get a McFlurry on the side. Nothing too specific. And maybe a Coke. Yourself?
I love a good old rap. Love a good old rap. I
Oh,
love a I love a rap me at Mackey's. That's why they call me Kanye West. Just I love a good rap. Um, yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. I've also got to say for breakfast as well. Like I'd have a breakfast wrap,
yes.
cheesy bacon flatbread, pancakes. Oh, like that's tomorrow for work. That's what I'm having tomorrow for work.
Yes, please. As I think the
Yeah, I
chat are
mean we've
very
only
much agreed as well. Apart from a few people that are saying screw Mackies, Burger King clear, womp womp, love a bit of rat. Oh my goodness me. Mizzy's put double
so
quarter pounder, 6 nuggets, McFlurries and caramel frappe. Bosh. I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
you can't. The guy has got good taste. Has Midzi. Bosh indeed. It's 2028, so any minute now we're probably going to see the ever dawning 5 red lights appear on our screens for the start of the Italian Grand Prix, the Temple of Speed. And speaking of the devil, here we are. Who ordered the Temple of Speed? The Temple of Chaos. Revs are up in Italy. Release of the clutch, and away they go. It's a long run into turn 1, so there could be plenty of changes already. Going into turn 1, it looks like Owen Howe is going to keep the lead unless there's a brave braking manoeuvre from the Haas from behind. It's Owen Howe, he stays in the lead, but Skeefy's under threat now from Hayes. Is Hayes going to get it? A bit of a loss of traction there, and Skeefy looks like he's going to get away with it and remain in second place. RSF1, Michael's made up 3 places further back. Great start there from the Team Willie driver, but it looks like going into the second chicane of the lap, Owen Howe comfortably at the moment anyway. It's going to be in the lead. There's a Red Bull down the inside. Oh, we can see some more moves. There's a lot of tyre smoke as expected with this weird and strange game. Oh, and there's a car in the background that lost a bit of a rim. We've got a yellow flag in the background. I think that is Zacky's beast, Corey.
I think it is, yeah. He's gone round at the Della Rocha chicane on board with LSJ Runner. He's trying to go side by side. The UKB sassing at the second Lesmo. The Aston Martin driver stays ahead. You can see the tyres on your screen. Very much the medium tyre seems to be the preferred tyre. There are some hard runners out there. CJ, LSJ Rundle, Ultra Stig, F1AB QWERTY, Halo and Com.
We're at the front 6 then. No changes in the front 6. Your biggest gainer is F1 QWERTY. Started last, is up into 14th already. And it's all one big train at the moment, unless you're from 17th from behind. Already that is going to cost them. They're going to have to hope that the drivers in front lose a bit of time and they're back within that DRS as we are past lap 1 now. So that means the DRS is back open. Owen Howe, of course, has set the fastest lap of the race because he is your race leader. But for how much longer, Corey? Pricey moves up to 3rd.
Indeed, the two Mercedes swap around and maybe they're going to do the teamwork like they did last time out in Portimao. But Owen Howe's had a dream first lap, the opposite of what he had here last season. He didn't ready up early, hasn't made any mistakes yet, and still leads out in front for the McLaren team.
Drivers into the pit lane already. Zach is beast and Com in the Ferrari, so the Ferrari curse at the home of Ferrari it does continue. And as we got a driver trying to go around the outside, I think it's the battle between Rondo and Tyler Jenkins here for 10th.
Or just caught the end of that. And it's LSJ Runner who's managed to hold off the Red Bull of Tyler Jenkins. Saw that once upon a time with Sebastian Vettel going down into the Della Rosa chicane, but no, the Red Bull put it off this time round. Out in front, still Owen Howe, who's trying to fend off Skeefy. Is he going to go for the move? Heading towards the Ascara chicane, he's rinsing that back, so he's going to go to the inside line before they even get to the braking zone. Skeefy is our new race leader here in Italy.
Already this season, especially in McEwen, that just the DRS train is so OP. So we've got everyone in the top 16 within that DRS train so far. Once you fall out of it, you could end up having a second race. It is that crucial at this game, especially at this track. And Owen Howe was really right up close behind Skeevy there. I thought there was going to be contact for a second.
It was very, very close, that was for sure. Coming out the final corner though, Pricey's got a fantastic run. He might not just go for second place, he might go for the lead. He's going to get both cars down the main straight and a new fastest lap to boot as well. Pricey is our new race leader here in Monza. A fantastic double overtake heading down to turn 1.
lost this game, you could be first place and find yourself going down 3, maybe even 4 places because of this effect of the slipstream, the DRS and the curves this game. Pricey up 3 positions from the start, is now leading your race. RSFY Michael is up another position also, Corey. It's a Willy 5-6.
Indeed it is. The pair of Willies are doing pretty well. Let's see who's the biggest winner then from the start. It is F1AB30 from the back of the grid. He's gone up from 20th to 14th. He's doing a pretty good job. Inside the top 10 though, it's RSF1 Michael. He's gone from 10th to 6th in the Williams. Sean Matz has managed to get down the inside of CJ at the first Lesmo. That was a pretty decent move there from the RB driver. Pricey as well. 3 positions gained from the race start. He is our race leader as it stands.
By Sean Matz, but a bit of an unorthodox place at a track like Italy. But now he's found himself outside a DRS zone on RSF and Michael by doing that. So he's going to have to really make up that lost time in the next few corners, would have any hope of staying within that front pack. Otherwise, like I said earlier, he's going to find himself in a second race, and that gap between 6th and 7th is really going to extend.
Might have a battle here going down to the Parabolica. Some of the cars are getting very, very close on the latter positions of the top 10. Who's that trying to go around the outside? Let's SJ Rundle. Couldn't you look at the trees of Monza at the final corner at the moment? SJ Rundle pulls to the right hand side. Might not just go for 1 move, potentially 2 moves. But look at the Aston Martin. UKB's Assassin says, no thank you, I'm going to be the one going for both moves. He's going to be on the grass heading down to turn 1. There's contact between the 2. 3 wide nearly. UKB's Assassin, can he get past Sean Matz? He's got the outside line for turn 2. There's yellow flags. That is Dolphin who has gone off.
Yeah, I just saw him ghost briefly. He's only lost a couple of places because of it. But having said that, I think he's lost about 2 seconds. So he's now found himself away from that top pack as Rundle, he's going to get the move done on Sean Matz, and he has, and Rundle almost goes into the back of UKB's Assassin in the process. I think we might see an awful lot of taps from behind, Corey, because with the DRS train, you're really going to have to outbrake the driver in front of you to get past, and the result of that could be losing the rear, maybe even hitting the driver in front.
Spot on with that, yeah. Hopefully you don't see any drivers going around because of the lack of contact model in this game. It's a bit dodgy sometimes, to say the least. Yeah. The top 4 cleared off. They're now 2 seconds clear because of that mistake from Dolphin earlier on in the lap. That has allowed them to clear off out in front, and I think that might be the trend. Owen Howe might be going back for 2nd place because Skeepy doesn't look to be the quickest at the moment in the Haas, saving on the battery. Owen is rinsing his, and down the inside of the Parabolica, he's back into 2nd place.
As I mentioned earlier, that gap between Hayes and Michael is going to keep on extending every turn, every lap now. It's going to be a long race for RSF1 Michael, and the drivers behind. It's going to be painful as well for the likes of CJ and Dolphin, just seeing the drivers ahead just pull away corner by corner.
CJ takes P5, Skeepy retakes 2nd place, and at the moment Pricey has done a fantastic job to pull the DRS, but he needs to keep it for the remainder of the lap, and that's not going to be an easy fight at all. For Pricey. It looks like Skeepy has just about managed to get back in. RSF1 might be closing up back to CJ through the Curva Grande we go, heading towards the Della Rocha chicane. He's going to go for the move down the inside of the chicane. Goes the Williams driver, and he's up into 5th place. Skeepy has made an error, he's off.
Yeah, he's lost the rear and he's ghosted. He's lost an awful lot of time, and he's going to find himself joining that race now with RSF1 Michael. So Michael has now got himself back into some DRS, albeit not by him catching up with pure pace, but by mistake by the Haas driver.
So Pricey out in front will be absolutely licking his lips. 1.7 seconds clear now because of that error from the Haas. Hayes was having a little look at Owen going into the Ascara chicane, but thought better of it. Got a very, very long way to go in this race. And the first penalty tonight goes to RSF1 Michael at the Ascara chicane. He's picked up 3 warnings, and with that, a 3-second time penalty to boot.
With his driving style, this track is really going to be a proper tester for him. It could be one of those where it could be a bogey track for him because of it.
Yeah, you're spot on with that one. Top 3 now. Well, I say top 3. Pricey has cleared off 1.6 seconds after that error we saw from Skeepy earlier on. We're going to go a bit on board actually with RSF1 Michael because I think he's going to go for the move on Skeepy. Look at CJ going to go for the both of them. Oh, there's contact down the straight, but it's CJ gaining 2 positions, and the Williams has sent it down the inside over the curb.
Yeah, he massively outbroke. He lost a bit of the rear as well. He was out of control and he had to cut the chicane a bit, and there was actually a bit of damage. I don't know if it was from him or from the side pod of another car, being the Haas. I'm just going to look off board.
Here comes Rundle. He's going to go around the outside. No, he had a look, but there was not quite a car's width, and he's hit the back of the Williams. He's been tapped as well by Dolphin, just behind the concertina effect happening at the chicane. This is absolutely nuts.
It front left end plate is gone for RSF1 Michael, so that car is going to feel like driving around with a Formula 2 car. We won't touch on that subject after yesterday, but yeah, he will lose a lot of time, and the drivers behind are going to do all they can to get past now, as Ulster Stig is your second driver to get a 3-second time penalty, and that gap at the front is staying at 1.7. Can Owen and Hayes work together to try and close down that gap? Surely they can, and surely they will, no?
That's what they need to do, and potentially go for an undercut as well, but we'll see what they do when they get to the pit stop window. Then we're currently on board with the train just behind. LSJ Rundle has made the move on Michael before they've even reached the final corner. Alpine driver is up into 6th place, but this battle isn't done just yet. He's back on the main straight. We're going to go on board with Hayes, but she's now back up into 2nd place and closing in on our teammate Pricey. But will she want to close up for the team again? Here comes Skeefy then, going for the move on CJ, the Haas driver, now back through. Potentially won't be the last move we see on the main straight.
Well, actually, what can I say? If it stays like this, I can hear it already in the Division 2 chat. Oh, Pricey, he needs to be in McEwen. Oh, he needs to go up. I can hear it already.
Yeah, it's probably bound to happen, let's be real. Owen, though, is still sticking on the back of Hayes very, very nicely. But that gap out in front is very much opening up for Hayes. Pricey and Hayes worked very well together. If you didn't tune in last week, it did end as a Mercedes 1-2, as it is at the moment, but it was the other way around. Hayes took the race victory with Pricey P2. It'll be vice versa this week, but Owen is going to try his absolute hardest to not make that happen. He started on pole position. He still wants to be in the fight for the race winning, but it's not over yet. Just 20 laps to go when we cross the line.
Devil Noob, I think he was available. I think he got the timing was wrong for the race today. I think he was misled by the wrong time.
Yeah.
Well, who set this Nightbot up?
Yeah, that's the Twitch bot chat, because it keeps muting him because he keeps putting a swear word.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I keep seeing the messages come through and I'm like, geez, Nightbot has been very, very harsh this evening. Owen's now up to 2nd place. CJ is up into 4th place. Are we going to get any more moves heading down to turn 1?
Yes, yes we are.
P5.
But Skeefy is not making it easy. There's a bit of contact and it's looking a bit tight there. CJ and Rundle, of course, on the hard tyres. So fair play to the two of them. They're making the strategy work so far, so good. The only thing that can stop them at the moment is a very untimed safety car, and Michael.
This is going to be nuts. They're still side by side. Skeefy with the inside line. Michael with the outside line. Who's going to get the position when they get to the braking zone? They're still side by side. Through the De La Rocha chicane is the Haas driver who's going to stay in front. Through Lesmo 1, Skeefy gets the position. That's a brilliant battle.
Could be assassin behind could do was just wait and hope something in front happens where he could just make the move easy for himself, but it didn't happen, so he's lost time. Being stuck behind that battle. Unless you can be assassin, can get a move done on RSF1 Michael now. Does he know that Michael's got a bit of front wing damage? Because if he does, it might change his approach. But at the moment, he's happy to stay behind the Williams driver.
I'm sure he's going to get past him in due course. He's going to get DRS, of course, down the main straight, as is Michael. But Skeefy is not, because he's now outside the DRS range of LSJ Rundle. He's pulled away.
Who else has pulled away as well? Pricey. That gap is now 2.7 seconds. So whatever Owen and Hayes are doing, they're not helping their cause. Or is it Pricey just showing great pace?
It could be. Hayes did a great job out in front there. Speaking of Hayes, she's now back up to 2nd place. She's made the move on Owen Howe. UK Beast Assassins made the move on Michael. Might make it on both of them down the inside before they even get to the braking zone. A lovely double move from UK Beast Assassin, but this isn't done yet. But when they get to the apex, it's the Aston Martin driver making a fantastic double move into the 6th place.
Yeah, he's going to try all he can now in the next few corners to try and catch up Rundle and CJ, because he might find himself in his own little race once again, unless RSF1 Michael can throw a spanner in the works there from behind, and the answer to that is no. So at the moment, Rundle and CJ, they've got a bit of a buffer at the moment. Maybe they can work together with their hard tyre strategy now, because they've got a bit of a gap in front of them, and they've got a safe back gap behind.
On board with Leslie, had a good look at Gandhi into the De La Rocha chicane. The man who was on pole position, of course, for the opening round of the season down under. He's having a bit of a tough time here in Monza, the home of Ferrari, in that car this evening. And here comes Kislesko again, though. He's closing up. It's only for 12th place, but he's putting on a good show. Gandhi struggling. Kislesko still not close to go for the move. Tyler Jenkins, though, has made the move on Halo, going into the De La Rocha chicane. Into Ascari.
If your neighbours are going to complain again about hearing the word Gandhi keep popping up, they're going to go, what?
Probably.
I don't even know if the viewers know about that.
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure I explained it on stream. Essentially, my neighbours couldn't hear me when my window's open by now. And, oh my goodness me, what the fuck has just happened there? Oh my god!
Whoa!
Sean Matz went into the pit lane, and I think F1AB QWERTY's just slammed straight into the back of him. Because they went for the slipstream.
Yeah, he's got damage as well. He's lost his front right end plate. So, I mean, I caught right at the end of that. So whatever's happened there, it's going to cost F1 QWERTY, and it's going to, well, its strategy could potentially be going down the shitter. But having said that, Michael's front wing damage doesn't cost him too bad, has it?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised to be fair. Hasn't lost him too much time. The DRS very much trying to help pull him along as well. He's doing a good time in P6. In P8. Speaking of P6, UKB's Assassin's just remade the move on Skippy. He's now back up into 6th place. That's why I accidentally said that. But yeah, that was a bit of a mad incident going to the pit lane. I think Burton was going for the toe and didn't think Sean Matz was actually going to come into the pit lane. But I mean, it was a strange one.
Is that an early pit stop as well? How early is that? What is the pit window?
I honestly haven't got a clue. I've not done any so far.
Okay, so let's go. It's just got back past F1 QWERTY. Looks like maybe is that the slipstream or was that the front wing damage holding him back there? Oh, what have you seen?
I mean, Michael's just made the move on Skippy. Owen Houses, so it must be the medium pit window. Yeah, Michael, the 2 cars ahead of him, but now into the pit lane Beast and RSF1 Michael. The Williams driver getting past Skippy into the final corner was very, very close to the Haas hitting the back of the Williams. But I do wonder when we're going to see the top 2 coming because really they can't really double stack. So Pricey's going to be have priority at the Mercedes team.
There seems to be too much of a difference between the softer and the harder tyre. The difference might be whether you've got DRS or not. If you're prepared to go for the undercut, if you leave that DRS train, the time on your outlap compared to their inlap, it might nullify it. So watch this space. Let's see what happens. But Owen Howe has come out into fresh air at the moment as my Siri has just started listening to what I'm saying.
Winton, Lesmo 1-0 to Stig on the inside of Kislesko. It's a bold move, it's a brave move, but the RB has got it done. Or has he though? Heading towards Lesmo 2, the Aston Martin, he's going to hold it around the outside, he's going to try, but Ulta Stig is to 6th place.
Well, at the end of that, it's interesting racing, but the racing is still going on now. It looks like Tyler Jenkins is also going to get the move done on the Aston Martin driver, and he has indeed. And whilst all of this is going on, you've got F1 QWERTY watching in the wings with his broken front wing. Is he going to be able to do anything from here?
Yeah, Sam's got a good point in the chat. I do wonder if Sean Matz can get that penalty removed for speeding because, I mean, he did get hit on the pit lane entry. Hayes has got priority in Mercedes then, so she's into the pit lane first, potentially undercut and try and get back in the DRS of her teammates. But the key thing is, where is she going to come out to Owen Howe? Because that is who she was battling, of course, on the previous lap. But going down the main straight, are we going to see any overtakes? Because Lesko's got past Tyler Jenkins into turn 1.
That was a safe call there. There was the gap between Pricey and Hayes. So whether they were party together, maybe there was a bit of communication there and they were just protecting her position, which she has actually lost out. She's over 1.5 seconds to Owen Howe already. So the undercut is very effective. 2 seconds the gap is.
Wow, that's brilliant undercut there from Owen. He's really got the hammer down, used a lot of his battery though, but this could potentially throw him in the mix for when Pricey comes into the pit lane. We go to gap for leader. It's 26.7 seconds at the moment and will only close as this lap goes on, I'm sure. LSJ Rundle, well within the DRS and the CJ, but is nowhere near enough to go for a move at the Ascara chicane. The gap for 11th place at the moment, RSF1 Michael and Skippy. They come out right next to each other. Skippy on cold hard tyres. Michael's got the hard all warmed up and ready to go. And he's going to get DRS going down this second DRS straight and heading towards the Ascara chicane through Lesmo 2. He hasn't had the best of line. The Haas has had a fantastic line, and that's going to be enough, I think, to hold on to that position. Pricey got a 10-second penalty for speeding.
I was going to say earlier, we haven't seen anything yet, but the first driver to do it is the driver who is in first. Just go back a few corners. Hayes struggling with the cold tyres. The gap is now 2.8 seconds. She lost the rear for about 2 or 3 corners. Starting from the second chicane. And there's your second 10-second time penalty for Tyler Jenkins. A few drivers' races being ruined here now.
Yeah, it is very much the easiest track to probably speed in the pit lane. That and Portugal, very much flashback to myself last week in Portugal getting penalty and, well, losing out on the race because of it. And it is going to very much haunt Pricey here tonight as well. He's going to need a lot more teamwork from his teammate. But he has done a fantastic job to keep the gap around 4 seconds to Owen. And he's pulled a 3-second gap to Hayes now. So the top 3, sorry, the net top 3 are kind of all split up now.
The evidence of seeing the gap between Owen and Pricey's more or less stayed the same, and Pricey stayed out 2 extra laps. Either tells me that Pricey's pace is just absolutely ridiculous, or Hayes had a terrible in lap as well as an out lap, as I just saw.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, as Sem has just took the words right out of my mouth, Owen is in a seriously good position. Yeah, because he doesn't need to overly push that hard. As long as he stays within 10 seconds of Pricey, he will be in the position to win the Italian Grand Prix here in Division 2. Pricey makes his way through the traffic. He passed Halo into the Ascara chicane, and he's now up into 5th place. Tyler Jenkins got another time penalty for his woes for a 3-second time penalty for track limits. Yeah, Owen is in a great position at the moment, as Sem and myself have just said. Maybe P7 at the moment, but that's net P2 in a row, and that is P1 after penalties.
Went CJ. They're swapping places left, right, and centre at the moment. Oh! See, swapping places, and CJ spun it. CJ touched the grass. He almost went into the back of Rundle and had to touch the grass to avoid him, and he lost an awful lot of time. I was about to say them two, they're working together here. They're on the same strategy, but they almost crashed.
I caught the end of it, but yeah, that was a bit of a strange one. I'm not 100% sure what happened there, but hopefully Matt's explanations nailed it. But out in front is LSJ Rundle, who's yet to pit. The top 3 are yet to pit, as well as SSR Halo. Have not pit yet in this race. Pricey is our net race leader, but has a 10-second time penalty to boot. That will demote him quite a few places. That will promote Owen Howe 36 to the race victor if it was to end like this. But yeah, still a long way to go. 13 laps to go when we cross the line.
Pulled a second on Owen Howe in the past lap. He's pulled a second. I've just seen a comment from Seb in the Twitch chat. I hope it doesn't happen, because it will happen if so. If Pricey still wins this, despite the 10-second time penalty, it's not looking great for him staying in this division, is it?
Probably not, no. Let's be real. I mean, a track like this where there's not many corners, 11, it's straight lines, it's very hard to kind of build a gap like that. Hence why it's very traumatising when you get a penalty of that size. But I mean, it's not impossible, but yeah, I think if that does happen, he very much will be moved up, and he's pulled about a 5-second gap at the moment, Owen.
Sting is the 3rd driver to collect a 10-second time penalty. We've just seen the front 2 pit as well in Rundle and CJ, so I'm going to stay on board with Rundle, see where that's put him. We've seen him in the past. The strategy in Australia done him absolute wonders, and he is going to come out in front of UKB's Assassin here. Can he get the tyres warmed up enough where he's going to stay outside that DRS window? He's got the grip as well, so Rundle has made the strategy work.
Yeah, it was. I was, funny enough, just about to say what Sam's just said. Very early from Rundle and CJ, I thought it would be, looking at their strategy. So yeah, they've got to go like a good 13 laps then on those mediums. They will be absolutely dead come the end of the race. UKB's Assassin is in net P5 at the moment because Halo's yet to pit. He could potentially see himself net P4 and maybe even in a fight for a podium, depending on his pace.
It's going to be down to the pace, isn't it? It's going to depend as well if UKB's Assassin can stay within the DRS, because if them two start swapping positions around, that will halter any progress from the Alpine driver. So crucial few corners coming up here for the Alpine driver, and I'm just looking at him go through the Ascara chicane. He is absolutely sending it, and whilst he is absolutely sending it, UKB's Assassin has indeed caught up, which is exactly not what the Alpine driver wanted.
They've got very similar battery levels. Through the Parabolica they go then. They're about to start lap 17, I believe, of this race. Here at Monza. Aston Martin with DRS, UKB's Assassin. Owen Howe now takes 2nd place. A new fastest lap as well from Beast. It very much looked like a quick one, and it proved it with the top time at the top of your screen. He's going to close up quite considerably into turn 1, but he's not going to be close enough to go for the overtake on Rundle. He's gone very deep into turn 1. It's going to leave him vulnerable going through the Curva Grande and heading towards the Della Roger chicane. Can UKB's Assassin potentially make the move? He has saved him a lot of battery, and you can see Rundle pulling out ahead because he's using some of that battery to defend.
Battery and the tractions just kept him in front there, but UKB's Assassin, he's happy to wait. All the race of experience, he knows that just pressure alone could be enough for Rundle to crack, and he's just seen a little glimpse of perhaps a little bit of kryptonite. Oh, there's a yellow flag for who? Chris Kamara.
Mats, I think. Yeah, he's gone off. Sean Mats has gone off at the Della Roger chicane. He's losing positions. As you can see on the timing board, he's now dropped down to 13th position. That's going to be a long rest of the race for the RB driver now.
Interesting battle for 12. Look at that. It's like the start of the race again.
What was that? You completely cut out for me.
So I should say the battle for 12 looks interesting. As Pricey sets the fastest lap, but sorry for my reaction. Matt's almost lost it again.
Back on board with UKB's Assassin then. Can he get ahead of Rundo? He's close considerably on this lap. You can see on his dashboard how much ERS he has saved. Is he going to use any of it down the main straight? You can see the green light going on. That means he's using the overtake. He's going to pull to the right hand side of the Alpine. He's going to move ahead of the Alpine as he is up into 5th place.
Oh, Rundo almost hits the back of him in the process. Oh, both got away with it there. UKB's Assassin potentially might have felt it, and he did indeed. He's weaving. I don't know if that's to indicate, mate, what are you doing? Stop tapping me from behind. I didn't consent. Oh, actually, yeah.
Oh dear, that was risky. Oh, well, you're getting cancelled. Miso has now moved into 5th place. The car ahead of him is SLR Halo. You can see on the left-hand side. He is yet to pit in this race. He may potentially be going for the soft tyres in this race. Out in front, though, the race lead is now 6 seconds to Pricey. I mean, Hal 36 will still win this race as it stands. But it's going to be a very tough ask. For Pricey to still pull another 4 seconds with 10 laps to go when they cross the line.
It's going to be a case of luck favours the brave for Halo. Of course, we know as soon as he pits, he's going to end up right at the back, unless the safety car comes out, where it might do him the world of good. And UKB's Assassin and Rundle been having a bit of a laugh at the moment. They're both weaving excessively, really quickly, not dangerously. So if your name is Night Owl, don't send it in. As Halo finally does pit, and Rundle has got the move done on the Aston Martin driver of UKB's Assassin.
They could potentially work together to try and close up to Hayes, because she's in a bit of clear air at the moment. We've got yellow flags for some reason. I'm not sure if that's someone who's gone off. It is. Who is it? It's Vixen RB. Who's gone off? It is. It's Tyler Jenkins, who has retired in the pit lane. And that's his race over and done with. Yeah, I think he got damage out the final corner or something. And he is the first retiree of this race.
Surprising that 18 of 27 at a track like Monza. So, do you know what? Close to the Division 2 drivers. Another penalty for Michael is getting from bad to worse for the Willie driver. That's 9 seconds. That's not the most already. Well, that's the most now. 16 seconds.
16!
To the stick. 16!
Oh, here comes Beast then towards the Ascara chicane, but no, isn't close enough to go for the overtake. It would be a very risky one for the Aston Martin driver to go for down the inside there, down the short little straight towards the final corner, the 11th corner of this Monza circuit. Parabolica is called, and is Beast going to go for it? He closed up a lot, but I mean, I thought he was going to have a look down the inside then, would have been a risky one. But he's going to get DRS and a bootload of slipstream down the main straight to easily get the overtakes done. We'll stick on board with the Aston Martin driver, using his battery, using his DRS, pulls to the right hand side, and he's now back up into 4th place.
That Rundle so quick down that back straight. I think he actually lost him time. Let's look at CJ now. CJ's joined the battle. It's a freeway for the battle for 4th. As I say that, at the front, the gap is 7 seconds. Pricey at the moment is doing enough at this rate to still win the race.
Potentially, yeah. I know a lot of people won't be happy with that, but I mean, yeah, he's done a great job regardless out in front as Pricey. Couldn't have seen himself in the Q division, as some opinions will probably say, but yeah, we'll leave that one to the league owners after, and the admins after this one. But battle for P4 is going to be one to watch to the checker flag. It's UKB's Assassin who leads the battle for P4, but LSJ Rundle's closing up again down the back straight. Is he going to go for the move into the Ascara chicane? You can see he is now switched off that DRS. He's not going to go for the overtake. CJ, welcome to the battle, my friend. As Matt said, it's a three-way for P4.
Well, up 2.5 seconds. Of course, he lost 2.5 seconds to Rundle because of that near crash escape. A few laps to go before they all pit, as Rundle has got the place back from UKB's Assassin. So you know what's going to happen next. Perhaps Rundle might even lose 2 places here. Godzilla's got a 3-second time penalty.
I'm going to stick on board with CJ though, because he's got the best seat in the house. He's going to go to the left-hand side of the Aston Martin and the Alpine. CJ with a lovely double overtake going down the main straight. He's gone from P6 to P4, and that is what DRS at Monza can do for you.
Oh, how does that feel to be Rundle? It's like driving a McLaren Honda from 2015, GB2 engine stuff.
Oh, I love that. As Price is getting about half a second a lap by the looks of that, anything between 3 and 3/10 and half a second. That was absolute madness of Gabe on that previous lap there. CJ is loving life at the moment in P4, but can he hold on? Because once again, the cars behind him are going to have DRS going down to the Ascara chicane and down the main straight. If you lose any positions there, Of course, UKB's Assassin in a position to pounce. He's closed up a little bit, and Rundle with a 3-second time penalty now.
Now, what does he do with his approach now then? Because he knows that he's all good trying to just keep swapping places with the two, but now it doesn't matter if he finishes 5th or 4th. How close they are, he will still end up finishing 6th. How does that also change the approach to the likes of Beast Assassin also? As Rundle is so close, the Aston Martin driver. So close, they're always touching tips.
Oh, in the cell ball then with the Alpine. He's got the outside line to the Aston Martin. Beast backs off, and LSJ Wonder's now up into 5th place, and I'm sure he's going to go for P4 as down the main straight. He's got no battery. UKB's Assassin could potentially get both of them. We're going to stick on board with the Aston Martin now. It was CJ that made the double move on the last lap. Here comes UKB's Assassin then down the main straight. Gets past LSJ Wonder, and I think he is going to wait behind CJ by the looks of it.
No ground whatsoever on CJ. So does that tell me? Oh, it's got to, Rundle, I think it's gone for a bit more of a bollocks. What's the word? Downforce, because down the straight, he's a lot slower compared to the two, and in the corners, I mean, especially good looking at turn 1 there, he had so much more speed. Hence the contact between him and UKB's Assassin. Hayes is catching up on Owen Howe.
Yeah. I didn't actually see the contact. All I saw was ghosted. Both of them ghosted, but yeah. I believe you that the two came together, and that has lost him quite a lot amount of time, because UKB's Assassin has not got DRS then down this straight, and that is going to compromise him. It could see him under threat.
Lose him 4th place now, I think. Of course, no biggie for Rundle because he's got a 3-second time penalty, but for Beast Assassin, it's a big loss. He's going to have to use all that down this back straight with it to have any chance of staying within the DRS. It's 1.1 seconds at the moment. If they cross the line and it's still over a second, I think that could be 4th place out the window for the Aston Martin driver. And I'm getting all bunged up. I sound weird. That gap at the top is 9 seconds between 1st and 2nd, and it's even closer between Owen Howe and Hayes. It's within a second.
This isn't over yet. It could still potentially be a Mercedes 1-2 then, because Hayes is going to try and battle Owen Howe hard to make sure her teammate gets the race win, and they get back-to-back 1-2s, the Mercedes team. But this will be quite some effort from Pricey to pull the 10-second gap. Maybe a bit controversial for some people, but a great drive nevertheless to pull out a 10-second advantage when he thought potentially it was all over and done with. Hayes is now within DRS range of Owen Howe. Those one lap younger hard tyres maybe helping out the Mercedes driver and giving her the confidence boost she needs.
He's managed to get back within the DRS of CJ, helped also by the AI of Com. His car came back out on the track and CJ was delayed behind him, stuck behind him, and maybe a 10th or 2 going around the first chicane of the lap.
On board with UKB's Assassin next, he's going up to CJ again now. He's got within the DRS range of the Red Bull driver. He's done a great job to get back within, because it is not easy around this circuit. Matt is now over 10 seconds for the race lead.
You can just hear it already. Like, that door is going to get knocked so many times. Pricey, enjoy this one, mate. It might be the last one for a while. But you're always welcome to SLR Formula 2. Thursdays, every other week.
Yeah, good one. That was a good swing. We're going to go start on board with Hayes then, the second of the Mercedes cars, the championship leader coming into this evening. She could extend it after this race. Because it looks like she wants to finish P2. But can she finish P2? She's going to close up into turn 1, but not going to close up. That means we're going to go on board with LSJ Wonder, who's now got past UKB's Assassin. He was doing the attacking last lap. UKB's Assassin's now lost position.
I think UKB's Assassin is happy for it to maybe stay like this for a while. Really, his races with CJ for 4th, but at the moment, UKB's Assassin knows that if he finishes in 6th, he will gain an extra 2 points because of Rundle. Unless UKB's Assassin's situation with penalties isn't so bright as well.
Oh, the 2 RBs
Just
through Curva Grande. Is Sean Matt's going to go around the outside of Walter Stig? Yes, he has. He's got the move done, I think. Great move there from Sean Matt.
Races have been heavily hampered by a giant anchor, a very heavy anchor as well, but they're both still having a bit of fun out there, putting on a show in front of the home fans, the Tifosi. Ferrari couldn't do anything, so why can't Visa, RB, Toro Rosso, Alpha, Tauri, OnlyFans do it?
Oh, we're going to go on board with Hayes then, because it could be a Mercedes 1-2 come the end of the main straight. Because she is right on the back of Owen Howe through the parabolic of the final corner. She's going to get DRS, she's going to use her ERS, she's going to get a slipstream. But can the Mercedes driver make it work? Should be able to easily make it work. This is going to be Charles' play here for Hayes. She pulls to the right-hand side and gets past the McLaren driver, pulls ahead of him, and now it's a Mercedes 1-2 here at Monza.
Racing Bulls have 32 seconds of time penalties between them. And Kislesko is right behind them both. Is he going to try and get them both as well on board with this Aston Martin driver? So what is the battle for ninth? But this is brilliant at the moment. And F1 QWERTY, he's just tucked in behind, hoping something's going to happen. It's side by side between the two Red Racing Bull drivers. Is there going to be any contact? They give each other the space. That's nice to see. It's getting very tight. Is Kislesko going to try and make up anything from this, Corey?
Well, we will see. They're still side by side going through the Curva Grande. We go. Who's going to get it done for ninth place at the moment? It's Sean Max, but Ulterstig is not going to give this one up. Kislesko's working in the background as well. Owen Howe retakes second place. They're still side by side, the two RBs. Oh, he's forced each other into the gravel. That might allow Kislesko into the points paying positions. It does.
That was fun. That was great stuff. Brilliant stuff there. It's, albeit it's only for 2 points, but that's better than nothing.
Yeah, we've got Vera Kabam in the chat. Hope you're well, my friend. It's glad to see you back.
Oh.
And yeah, thank you for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. F1 AB QWERTY trying to go for a move into the Ascara chicane, and Ulterstig does a brilliant job to hold on to that 11th place. Good evening, SLR Liam.
Oh yes, good evening indeed, SLR Liam. Yeah, Ferrari having a brilliant race. The curse is real. UKBC Assassin is back up into 5th position. He's got ahead of Rundle. 5th position at the moment is where UKBC Assassin will be finishing unless he can do something on CJ in the 4th. Who CJ, he's been quite consistent this season. Every time I see him race, he's always found himself within the top 5.
Fantastic job, CJ, so far this season. And he's carrying on here at Monza. 2 RBs are swapped around again. Ulterstig has made his way past Sean Matz into the points paying position, but of course with their big amount of penalties, to say the least, they're going to drop well outside the points. And I think Ulterstig is going to be very much under threat here. The 2 RBs going side by side again through Curva Grande for the 3rd lap in a row. And F1 AB QWERTY might even think about getting Ulterstig here round the outside, heading towards the Della Rosa chicane. Can he get the move done? The McLaren isn't going to be breaking the latest. It's going to be the RB. They nearly make contact, and Ulterstig holds on to that 11th place.
By Ulterstig at the exit of the first chicane, just the car did not want to move. He's got no rear grip whatsoever. That's how he lost the place to Sean Matz, and he's almost a second behind his teammate. And the car's got no grip whatsoever with 2 laps to go.
We go back on board with F1 AB QWERTY. We head towards Ascara chicane, but Ulterstig has got the straight line speed to hold ahead of the McLaren driver. Great job there with a setup choice. But the RB, he's nearly lost it as soon as I say that. And Hayes back into second place she goes then down the main straight. 12 seconds. The last time I saw a race victory like this, coincidentally, was actually pricey in Singapore last season, if you can remember that, Corey. Oof, a long time ago, but I can just about remember it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot has happened in this division since then. Yeah. Safe to say.
We had a title decided by half a 10. We've had quite a lot of things happen this division. It very much isn't short of action as Division 2, even though we've I wouldn't say too harshly we've lost quality of drivers, but we've lost quite a few good drivers from last season in this division.
Tell you what, I mean, there's only a lap and a half to go, so maybe it's a bit too late, but UKBC Assassin is within 2 seconds of 3rd place now. If any of the top 2nd or 3rd get a time penalty, UKBC Assassin can find himself in the podium.
Well, Owen is not giving this up just yet for that 2nd place. He's back into 2nd place. Past Hayes he goes towards the Ascara chicane. Around the outside has got it done. UKBC Assassin's doing a great job to hold off CJ at the moment. He will get that 4th place anyway on penalty, so he doesn't really need to fight it too hard, but he is hoping, as Max just said, for something to happen just ahead of him, and he could see a podium.
The wise head of UKBC Assassin, he would just be happily prepared to just, you know what, if I lose these 2 positions down this straight, I've got 4th place. That is experience right there for you. It's going to be a brilliant result for the Aston Martin driver. But 1 position that isn't sealed yet is the battle for 2nd.
It's Hayes down the inside and Owen into P2. CJ and Rundle have got past UKBC Assassin. Said he wasn't going to fight it too hard, and the Aston Martin driver losing 2 positions down the main straight, but he knows if he keeps it penalty free for this final lap, it will be his, that P4.
Seeing lots of moves. Kislesko back up into 9th position. That place should be his. He might even be able to gain 1 more position if he doesn't lose too much time. And Owen Howe cut quite a bit of that chicane just now. doing all he can to try and get that second place to destroy the hopes of a Mercedes 1-2 because the Mercedes dominance is beginning to bore us.
I'm not sure if Rundle made a mistake or not, but UK Beast Assassins just done a lovely move down the inside on Lesmo 1. He's now up into 5th place, but we're going to go to the front because the man who got a 10-second time penalty for speed in the pit lane has very much got his foot down here. It was a Mercedes taking the race victory last week. It's going to be the other one taking the race victory this week. Some people may find it controversial, but nevertheless, he has pulled out a fantastic gap. He has absolutely dominated out in front. It's going to be Pricey winning here in Monza, winning in Division 2. He wins the Italian Grand Prix. It is going to be a Mercedes 1-2. Hayes finishing P1 last week. She's going to finish P2 this week, and with that, she's going to extend her championship lead. Hayes finishes P2 for a second Mercedes 1-2 in a row. It's Owen Howe from pole position, finishes in the podium. Back on the podium is Owen Howe 36. He should be very happy with that. UK beats Assassin, great drive from himself in P4. CJ rounds out the top 5. LSJ Rundle P6 after penalties. Skeefy recovered to P7 after a spin earlier on. RSF1 Michael P8. Kislesko will finish P9. And Codzilla has got past all to Stig at the final corner, and I think Codzilla may actually take that final point in the end. No, it's going to be Dolphin who takes that final point in the end. As Sem stated, he is going to get 1 point. I saw his message early on 21 lap old hard. It's Dolphin who gets the final point.
Both Mercedes, both McLaren, both Aston Martin, both Willys in the points. And that Ferrari curse, my God, look at that. If it was just a rumour beforehand, it's a full, well and blown thing now. 17th, 18th and 19th. 17th and 19th, there you go. And, well, having said that, he's going very slow. Any donuts on show, Gandhi? The Tifosi?
Hey, I tried it. Is that fuel, I think?
Oh, what? These are impressive donuts. Maybe he's on full traction.
Maybe, yeah. So then, that is it. That is over and done with then. As thank you, Modi, for pinging in the streamer chat, doing my job for me. I appreciate that. We've got Owen in here already. Driver of the day, Matt, in game goes to F1AB QWERTY. Who are you going to give your in-game driver of the day to?
Give me a few seconds. I'm just trying to remember everything that happened in that race. It's going to sound really biased. I'm actually going to go UKB Assassin. He started 9th, so he's gained 5 positions. But all the experience just came out on top in the end. He kept it clean, and because of that, he found himself making up 2 positions up into 4th position, albeit 3 seconds off the podium. But it was experience once again. Not a podium, but he did what he had to do, considering the likes of Pricey and Hayes scored very well today.
Indeed, they did then. And there is the final classification, the provisional classification on your screen. Then it's Pricey taking the race win. It's Hayes in P2 for a Mercedes 1-2. Owen Howe 36 ran out the podium. UK beats Assassin from 9th on the grid to P4. CJ P5, LSJ Rundle P6, Ski P7, Kislesko P8, RSF1 Michael P9, and Dolphin makes it Bo Williams inside the top 10 then. And there is the rest of the classification on your screen then. We're going to try and get the rest of the top 3 in the party. We've got Owen Howe in the party. We'll give Hayes and Pricey another ping, but I'm pretty sure they're on Do Not Disturb, so I don't think they can actually see the pings. But regardless, we can get underway with the interviews then. And Matt, I'm going to hand you over for the P3 man, Owen Howe 36. Yeah, just start it.
Congratulations on 3rd position and welcome back to the podium. We didn't see you there today because of a injury, but that injury did not hold you back today. First question, how much are you sweating after that one?
Well, I wasn't thinking about it until just now, and I'm actually very wet, so yeah, not good. Just taking my headset off as well for the first time, and then not very nice at all.
Starting on pole with a lot of help with from UK Beast Assassin. We knew that pole here didn't necessarily mean you guaranteed a victory because of the nature of the track and the nature of the game. To keep a cool head all through that race with the battle with Pricey and the battle with Hayes. I mean, how difficult was it to try and keep a focus head and to try and avoid not getting a time penalty at a track like Monza?
Well, I mean, as you say, I wasn't exactly expecting pole. I think the best time I'd set in quali beforehand was about 4/10 slower than that time that I set in the end. So I was nowhere near on pace where I should have been on the grid. So in theory, I'm actually quite happy because initially I was just like, you know what, didn't have a lot of practice. Points will be as best as possible. And yeah, as you say, I was just trying to keep it as cool as possible. Obviously, I've got a history of not being very cool in tense situations. So I gave it a good go. I had a few quite shaky moments, which probably cost me P2, but overall, I'm really happy with the podium because I was not expecting that going into that today at all.
Hello.
You showed again today, like you did in Abu Dhabi a few seasons ago, and even last season actually, that on your day, you are just as good as the best driver in this division. We know that to mount a championship challenge, the mistakes that are going to have to cut down. How close are we to seeing the Owen Howe where the mistakes will be rare and that Owen Howe will be able to challenge for a title?
That can be the case when we race at Monza every week. No, to be fair, I haven't got a clue. Like, it just depends what track it is, how much practice I've had, how confident I am going into it. But normally I'm not very, especially today. But I think that almost played in my favour because I wasn't exactly taking too many risks. And I had a very helpful position to start the race in. So,
Happy days. Owen Howe, congratulations on third position. I'll hand over to SLR Corey for runners-up.
Yeah, thank you very much, Matt. Congratulations, Owen Howe on P3. We're going to go on to P2. Woman, Hayes. P2, congratulations, the championship leader, extending her championship lead after Monza here today. It's back-to-back Mercedes 1-2, but it's the other way round this time. It's your teammate taking the race victory, who were cleared off out in front after his penalty, but it's yourself, P2. Talk us through your race, because you had a fantastic battle with Owen Howe for the whole of that second half of the race.
I just want to congratulation to my teammate. I knew his pace was here, so going in today, it was just to try and get as much points as I could, and another 1-2. Can't complain, can we? Really big points for Merck, for the constructors as well. But yeah, I had a great battle with Owen. I knew Pricey was faster than me at the start, so I done exactly what I done last week and let him pass, and then I just kind of got into the rhythm. I had a couple of rear locks and scary moments, but. I enjoyed the battle with Owen. So yeah, congratulations to him as well on the P3.
You have massively extended your championship lead this evening. Going into the next round, which is Austria. I think, is it Austria? I think, have we got a week break and then is it Austria? I'm not 100% sure.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, a week break and then we've got Austria. How are you feeling for round 5
we're
of
off
the
next
season?
week.
We're off next week.
Good!
And then
I wasn't able to come next week anyway. Good.
We're off next week. We're back next week for Austria for round 5 of the season. Obviously, as I said, you've got a decent lead in the championship now. Is it still going to be the same approach going into it? Because we are, of course, still very early in the season.
Yeah, just take it race by race. I like Austria. I had a good race there, didn't I? If you remember, I qualified P16 but finished P3. So hopefully now my qualifying's a bit better. Yeah, hopefully I can challenge for like a podium or maybe even a win. But we'll see. I do like the track though.
That's good to hear. Massive congratulations to yourself on P2.
Thank you, mate.
And I hand it back over to SLR Sunderland for our race winner, Pricey.
The Pricey was right today. Pricey, congratulations on your victory. And, first of all, you won by 12 seconds, effectively. The last time we saw that, it was from you, funny enough, in Singapore. Are you going to be cherished in this victory? Because, as you can imagine, there's going to be a lot of stuff said now. But first of all, how does it feel to be an SLR winner once again, especially in the way you've just presented it just now?
I'm not. Can't be too unhappy about it, can you? It was a great race. I screwed up. I went too fast in the pit lane, got a time penalty. But I'm putting half of my pace down to. I just kind of realised before the race that you could put the car in hot lap for about 4 laps. It wouldn't discharge the battery at all. Put it in medium, and it would just start like recharging it for about a lap. So literally, I was gaining the second a lap on the people behind just by putting my car in hot lap mode. So I don't know if other people figured it out or not, but it was something that I used a lot. And if it wasn't for that, I don't think I would have got the margin I did. I knew I was fast, but it was probably one of my favourite wins. A lot to work for to get to that point. So, happy with it.
That's one for you for Sunday. I mean, should you? Hopefully, you do stay with us in Division 2. Should you stay with us in Division 2? I mean, it's your second race this season. Since you've come back after some weeks away, you found your pace straight away, and your team partnership with Hayes has been absolutely phenomenal. It's been Corey and Ham-esque from McEwen last season. I mean, surely we're going to be seeing you compete for the championship this season based on your current form.
It's kind of damage limitation. I'm away for Austria and the race after it. So to come off this race with a win, so like the maximum points, it's something to work on when I get back. So I can't really complain too much. And yeah, I mean the teammate it's a great partnership. Can't complain. Worked well in Portugal. Gave a toe in quali. So it's all good. Can't complain.
More like a 30. It was brilliant. Well, you're missing more races, but SLR Darnell did it last season with missing 4. Congratulations on the win, Pricey. Corey, have you got anything else to add to that?
No, just massive congratulations to Pricey and the Mercedes team this evening. Great job, and extending their lead at the top of the Division 2 Constructors Championship. And, well, thank you very much for joining for this evening. Thank you for the kind words as well in the chat. Appreciate it. And make sure to join us for the rest of the SLR weekend. We have got Division 3 tomorrow at 8 p.m. And then we have got McEwen Division, of course, Sunday at 8 p.m. as well in Monza. Of course, as Matt and myself said, we are off next week. We've got a break week. And then we are back for the week after Division 2 for the Austrian Grand Prix weekend, Friday at 8 p.m. Make sure to join us for that as well. Massive thank you to everyone who's joined tonight, and we will see you next time for Division 2. Good night.
Oh, wow, you really keep it professional, didn't you? You scream at the end.